Good morning, everybody. All right, so I'm going live a little early because I have to go pick someone up this morning. Gotta love kids, right? Gotta love kids. So we're going a little early. I hope I have everything ready. Today we're going to be doing the cute little plant for our little witch. So cute. A little Venus flytrap looking. I think Venus fly looks like the Little Shop of Horrors. That's what it looks like. But we're going to call it a man-eating plant. So for this one, I looked at our other cookies and I looked at the background for those to see which color we really had to use. And I hadn't used the like kind of sagey light green. So I used it to go ahead and flood the base of the cookie. So I feel like this cutter could also be used for octopus. So if you have an octopus cutter, you could use it, turn it upside down, and bake it a plant. Thanks, Deborah. So I went ahead last night. I was sitting here thinking like how would be the best way to do this, and I wanted the Venus flytraps. I wanted them to have some dimension to them, and maybe be able to kind of not hinge it like where they're open, but like maybe stack on top of each other so that they looked a little hinged. So we're going to try it and see how it goes. So I did make some transfers. So these are all of the little Venus flytraps, and I just did them in dark green. I did do some of them separated, and then I did some of them together. And I tried to put them in kind of the order they are here. So like this one is this one, this one is this one, this one is this one, this one, this one, and then I made an extra one just in case. Okay. And then I made some leaves to go along with it because I was already making these as transfers, so I might as well make the leaves as well. It'll go super quick. So what we have to do is we have to make the pot. So it's just a nice little circle pot. So I'm going to use, I think I have to use the light purple because I don't have very much dark purple left. So I'm going to use the dark purple to put lines in the actual pot. But yeah, I was like, yeah, there's not any. I have no light purple. I think I could probably use the dark purple to do the around the pot. So let's hope. I didn't want to make any more. You know how that goes. It's the end of the week, and I didn't really want to make a whole other set of purple, but probably is going to need it anyway. So probably could have. So I'm going to go ahead and just outline this plant pot. Just kind of using the shape of the cutter to help me. Okay. So I'm just going to do that, and then I can continue the circle all around, or the pot shape kind of on around. And then I'm going to use this just to kind of create this. Okay. And then I'm going to use our light purple to flood this. The dark purple outline will just kind of help define the pot so that it doesn't get lost like in the background. It just kind of helps to create a line underneath because you won't really be able to see it that much. So I like doing that sometimes when you've got, if you want more like to actually see the outline of whatever it is, face, pot, whatever. Sometimes I tend to use the darker color to outline it, and it just helps with, you can see it just kind of helps define your shape. So I'm just going to kind of give some decorative lines to this pot because, I think she would have a pretty decorative pot for her special plant. Okay. Nothing too crazy, but it's Cute. Okay. So looking at our picture, the stems are going to come out of the pot, and then I'm going to put some soil in there using just our black detail glaze afterwards, so it'll look chunky. So I'll do that after because I want the stems to, or not after, before. That's why I was talking about it. I'm just all sorts of thrown off today. Sorry. I had gone through this in my head. So I want to put the soil in first. So I'm just going to see if I can zoom in here a little bit. So I'm just going through and making like dots of icing. I'm not too concerned with what it looks like, if they're like symmetrical or whatever. I'm just wanting to kind of get some texture into the middle of this pot. So you can kind of see that so that it looks like soil. So I'm just making like kind of a series of dots so that it looks like soil. And you could add more on top if you wanted to, make it look chunky. But I like doing this with soil. You can use like cookie crumbs. I've seen other people use like Oreo cookie crumbs. That's really cute too. But if I'm trying to work, not fairly quickly, but if I'm trying to work efficiently, that this little bitty of an area isn't really, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily do it for that. Could use sprinkles too. All right, so I'm going to take my picture and I'm just going to draw stems on and then I'll attach everything else. So I know right here, this is one of the fly traps. So it's going to come down right like that. All right, and then we have another one and it's going to come over here. And then we have kind of a three-fold one. So we have one that comes here, and this is like the main stem. And then we have one that comes up here. And then we have one that kind of curves out to here. Okay. I do have the extra one. So I don't necessarily want to put it right here. There's going to be a leaf right there, but it's really not going to go up that far. You can see the leaves I made, I think the biggest one is not quite that far, but it's okay. Remember, I'm not looking to fill the whole area. I'm just looking to create this image. And then I have white, excuse me, the cinnamon in my coffee choked on it. All right. We're going to use a thingamajig to kind of help these off. So this one is connected. So I'm gonna carefully mess with it. If it breaks, it breaks. I'm not too concerned with that. So I'm just going to put some icing on it and carefully. They're pretty substantial, but if I do that, okay. So I put a little too much icing right there. So we're going to scrape that off. We're going to try this again. There we go. Yay. So that's what I was looking for, making the transfers to give it a little bit of dimension, and that definitely does it for sure. And then this one is just a little guy. He's just a little guy that's going to be right there. And then I could put a little bit of icing here for this one. And if you have any icing that kind of like pops out, you can just take it and use your scribe and just kind of scratch it off. All right. This guy, I did it 2 parts. So, hi, Charlotte. So I'm going to do the bottom first. So I'm going to put some, no, it goes, sorry. I have to like think about how this was. have to think about this. That's not how that went. Like that. There we go. Okay. So I'm actually just going to test this. Okay. So maybe a little bit back. I can always move things once I get it on. It's the nice part about kind of looks too cute to be mean, right? Okay. So with this guy, I'm going to move him back a little bit and move him up a little bit. So he has a little bit of maybe a little bit of that. His bottom looks weird. Okay, what did I do wrong with that one? Did I, you're like, I made this the other like in the picture. I think it just kind of goes like that, but that was weird. Move. Doesn't always work out the way you like want it to immediately. Okay. I think I made this backwards. But how did I do that? There's no way I could have done that. Oh, well. Okay, well, it's just going to be like that for right now. I could have also replaced it with the extra one that I had. So it's all right. All right, now this one is the kind of bigger one. So it has teeth. Doesn't show it in the picture because it just looks like a football. But in the image that was on that I purchased, it was like kind of mouth open a little bit. Tweezers. Tweezers. Who needs the tweezers for this one? Okay, so we're gonna scoot this one down, scoot this one up a little bit. Oh yeah, love the dimension of that mouth, that plant. That one's great. Now I could put this one somewhere if I wanted to. Maybe I'll wait till I get leaves on and we'll see. All right, so leaves. Let's do those and then I'll do the teeth. The teeth. Good morning, Carol. All right, so this is the bigger leaf that's supposed to go up here. These my little tweezers. And shove it in there. Hold on to that. I'm going to move you a little bit. There we go. Again, nice thing about transfers, you can definitely move them. They aren't fragile very much. You can definitely move and scoot and yeah. Okay. Okay. This one I think is going to go right there. So put it right there. I'm shaking today. Too much coffee. All right, so this one is here. So I'm going to move it down just a little bit so it'll be kind of on the pot a little bit. I think I would have maybe made the leaves a little bit more of the light green with maybe dark green as the because not that it's just kind of a little busy with all the dark green and light. I know plants are all usually the same color, so it's different for plants don't normally have different color leaves than they do flowers or other features. So I know this is pretty realistic, but visually speaking, it is a little busy, but still cute. Yeah, so oh, I love cable knit. Little cable knit. Yes, the transfers are made actually, they're made with, Detail Glaze Charlotte, because that's I had this, so, I just used Detail Glaze to do it, and they worked just fine. I did make the transfers. Well, I made them last night, so they were fine. I've had moments, though, with Detail Glaze where I have used, Detail Glaze and regular glaze, and I tend to leave it for a couple of days. I noticed our house has been pretty dry lately, so maybe that's why they're drying so fast. But normally I give them a couple days to dry just because it just seems to take a while. But yeah, I use glaze or detail glaze. If I have any royal, like if I have some royal that I've made for something, then I will use royal most of the time for transfers if I have it. If I haven't made and it's in the house, which isn't all the time, but some of the time I make it, I will go ahead and use it for, you know, for these situations. I am going to, I just have this little bit of white, but I need it to be smaller to make the little teeth. It's cut a little too big. So I'm going to rebag this real quick. Definitely going to use detail glaze. Sorry, it's so loud. So loud. Yeah, like I said, so I love Royal for transfers just because I have had moments where sometimes glaze doesn't work with transfers, and I feel like it all depends on your house and how humid your house is and all of that. So my house in the winter is a lot more humid than it is in the summer just because we have a in-home humidifier. Okay. Okay, shaky hands. Gotta stop. But if I have Royal and I have the opportunity, I will use it to make the transfers just because it does dry so much better, so much faster. So 100% it's going to dry and they're going to come off. Whereas some of the time, glaze does not. If you have days to let it dry, it will be fine. Sometimes I don't have days. Sometimes we have like moments of like, I need this done today. And so I don't have days to do transfers. So that's a lot of times when I will pull out the Royal. And you could do, I don't, also, I don't use just Royal by itself. I do use my like Royal Glaze combo. I don't ever just use Royal on its own. So I'm just making little teeth. I think I'm going to cut my white a little bit. It's just a little, oh, actually, let me do this little tiny one and then I'll cut it. Bigger teeth on that one. I'm just building a bubble and then pulling straight out. And because my detail glaze is so stiff, it will just hold that little point. Great. This is super cute, but if you're doing this like on a shark or a dinosaur or, something that you're going to package for a client, these little teeth will fall off. So be more strategic of where you put your teeth so that they aren't going to kind of get flaked off. Maybe put them kind of a little bit more up under so they're protected by the bulk of the image or the icing, or just package them carefully, place them on top of all the other cookies, and tell your client like, hey, these are really fragile. Look at those man eating. So cute. This one, I wish you could see those teeth are like standing straight out. So it looks different on camera, but it's really cute. Oh, that's turned out so cute. And if you want, you could add more soil if you wanted to, but I think overall, I think it looks great. Again, you could also put on another one. Let me see what it looks like. Oh, I think it's okay. I think it's all right. And you could add leaves if you wanted to. I know I didn't add all my leaves. So, you know, I could do another leaf probably right in this area. Yeah, could do more leaves on top. That's so cute. So cute. And you could go through and outline your Venus flytraps. I did not. Like this one, I just assume everybody would know it's like it's a baby, it's a bud. So that's so cute. All right, so that's Friday. We did our whole witchy theme. Tomorrow will be a witch. It's just a really quick little video. I did hand paint that and then pipe. No, I didn't. I just piped it on. I hand painted the background, but then piped it on. And then Sunday will be a fun skull. So, so excited. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Thanks for joining me. And thanks for understanding it's early. So I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye.